All right, Monday evening, testing this new microphone. Looks like everything is working here. Going to give this a quick viewing on the internet site for just a second. Okay, good. Sorry about that. Had to test and make certain everything was where it needed to be on there. We had some problems. For those of you who are tuning in on Twitch TV, apologies last week. We had some webcam issues going on. And now we've got a webcam, which, if you're on Facebook, is nice up close and personal. But if you're on Twitch TV, you're looking like you're back in the balcony area down toward the front stage. So hopefully this is clear enough on Twitch TV so you can see things decently quiet. Again, for right now, not much of anything to worry about where it comes to the weather. Maybe some problems coming up into the near future. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Greater Chattanooga Orthodontics bus stop forecast for tomorrow should be decently clear and cold in the morning. Lower 40s around Hamilton County and Chattanooga. Could be some upper 30s in portions of the areas around the upper elevations, the Cumberland Plateau, and parts of the Appalachians and the foothills there. So something to think about as we go into tomorrow. So please keep that in mind. Welcome to Monday evening. It is just before 10 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek for your video weather blog, exclusive video weather blog, Weather Overtime, because nobody else in this market is doing anything like that. So we like to be able to be trendsetters if at all possible, keeping you updated as to what's going on. If you got any questions, please let us know. Drop into the chat function of Twitch TV or give us a shout out on Facebook, and would love to hear more about what you're looking at and seeing at this time. Got any questions about the weather? We'll answer what we can, and whatever we can't, we'll try to send you to the right place if you'd like to be able to see what's going on there. Currently, again, very much on the quiet side for right now. We're going to continue to see a fairly chilly night ahead of us. Few clouds drifting on through the area around Island Cove, Marina, and Resort. And the water surface is a little bit on the choppy side thanks to winds that are a little breezy for tonight. Clouds will be clearing on out of here in just a little bit. Sylvester the Spider on the Bailey's Heating and Air camera screen left, doing the very best to make certain that we don't get too much in the way of mosquitoes out there for now. From the North Shore, Chattanooga Theater Center on Speedy's Total Car Care camera. Again, very much on the quiet side. Beautiful view of Coolidge Park in downtown, and a few clouds drifting overhead. From Chattanooga Red Wolves Stadium, typically we get some pretty good backups thanks to construction going on past the left-hand side of this screen. That does not appear to be an issue at this time, so traffic at 2475 moving along pretty well. Should have turned this camera around for I-24. Decently cloudy skies drifting over the Patriot Concrete camera at the News 12 studios in downtown. And looking off toward the west, some pretty good amounts. Well, let's see, that's Island Cove. Where did Lee Point go to? Lee Point camera there we go. A lot more clouds out there, but clearing off to the west. Could be some patchy fog into later on tonight, but so far looking again, no problems with major amounts of visibility issues, so definitely good news for travelers on that. But it will be decently cloudy for the next few hours. Temperatures have dropped a couple of degrees, so we have seen at least a little bit of a chill today. High temperatures did not even hit 60 degrees out there, if I'm not mistaken. So it was a very below normal day. High temperatures out across the area, only making their way into the mid to upper 50s, and that continues again to be some very low temperatures. 59 was our official high temperature, normal 74, so again about 15, almost about 15 degrees below normal for this time of the year. So it was a very cool one out there. The biggest problems we've got at this time are in this column, to where we see the rainfall amounts very much on the low side. We are now closing in on 2 inches behind for the month of October, and that's not good news because typically October is one of the rainier months for this area around Chattanooga and the Tennessee River Valley. So we should be way higher than this, closing in on 2 inches. We're not even close to that. We're 5.25 below normal for the entire year. So once again, we're looking at some pretty good drought situations. We'll take a look at that coming up here in just a little bit. A semi-good view. Hopefully you had a chance to get out and catch a part of this very historic event. Thank you, Mark Chitwood from Athens, Tennessee, with some clouds interspersed around the area, but catching a beautiful view of the moon covering a part of the sun's surface. It was an annular eclipse, not a total eclipse. That's coming up later on. We'll do a countdown on that coming up here in just a little bit. That's our West Shore Home weather window picture of the day. Got pictures? Send them in to us at pictures@wdef.com or find out more on our social media pages. We'd love to have you along and to let us know what you're seeing out there. Rest of the day tomorrow looks great. Clouds will be dissipating and we're getting back into mostly sunny skies, although that's going to take most of the day to get rid of those clouds out there. So for right now, looking very dry, very mild, winds light out of the northeast. And the same forecast applies basically for going out for a round of golf tomorrow. Hitting the links doesn't look like it's going to be too much of a problem. A little breezy, occasionally 5 to 10 miles an hour, so I don't think you're going to have too much of a problem with the slice or the hook, but it could be a little bit, again, decently breezy. We did have some scattered light showers, and now that we're into the early evening hours, we're seeing less in the way of anything involving rain, although some scattered light showers near the top of the hour over toward the Carolinas and into extreme eastern Tennessee. Much of what you're looking at here is, again, just what we call AP, anomalous propagation. This right here is just the radar site, stuff very close to it, moisture, dust, birds, all that's not being filtered out here. So we are seeing some drips and drizzles fall, but not really looking at all that much at this point. So there's less in the chance of any rainfall out there. Definitely on the brisk side, 40s and a couple of 50-degree readings. Dalton, Georgia, and Scottsboro, Alabama, checking in with the lower 50s for this evening, and that's about it. We're going to be seeing some drier conditions head our way over the next couple of days, but the clouds are still with us for now. Looking off to the west, we've got some drier conditions going on as high pressure makes its way a little bit closer to us, but the clearing line is all the way over toward the Tennessee River Valley as it heads up toward the Mississippi-Ohio confluence. So we don't have a lot of clearer skies yet. In the next couple of days, that will be changing as our next storm system arrives, and that will be heading in from the far western part of the United States. What we're going to be watching is for this next system, you notice here, coming in from the Pacific Northwest. This will be crossing the country, and that will be, again, making its way all the way over our direction, but it's going to take better part of the week for that system to move on through. Now, when it does, we'll see better potential of showers and thunderstorms, and unfortunately, that's going to be coming up right about the time we hit Friday Night Football. So, yes, we've got some more potential of problems here, but we've got several more days to get ready for that, and we'll take a look at that forecast coming up here in just a little bit. Walking you through the forecast, as we usually do, it's going to be a brisk one tomorrow morning, as we showed you on the Greater Chattanooga Orthodontics bus stop forecast, mid to upper 30s. For early tomorrow morning, some lower 40s, so kids at the bus stop going to need something to ward off that chill. Temperatures back in the mid-60s, comfortable, but still below normal into tomorrow. Then we get back in the upper 30s to lower 40s for peak of the week Wednesday morning, lower 70s for Wednesday, and some beautiful conditions out across much of the area. It's going to be Thursday where we start to see that front get a little bit closer to us from way out west, and by the time we work our way, hang on, our data ended really quickly. Through about early portions of Thursday afternoon, I think we're going to be okay when it comes to rainfall, but there are some speckles of showers starting to form up here, and then that's where we get into the potential of some activity late Thursday afternoon. I'm thinking the best potential of anything involving rain is going to be coming up probably into Friday, and that's not great news, again, for outdoor activities. Let me take it forward just a little bit more, and we'll go to our supercast real quick. Looking into around Friday, The rainfall starts mainly on Thursday and then gears up into Friday morning, but it looks like some of that is going to be lasting right on in through the later portions of the day. Now, chances of thunderstorms, so far not seeing a great deal out here, but there are some computer models that are showing that potential of maybe some problems coming up as we get into Friday. So if you have outdoor plans for Friday, I'd keep them, but I would make certain you have some rain protection out there just to be on the safe side. And then Saturday, looking nice, a lot more sunshine, some passing clouds down into Georgia and Alabama on Sunday, and then clearing out for a little bit. And our next chance of rainfall looks like another potential coming in, but a small one toward about the end of October, the last week of October, showing more chances of showers, maybe some thunderstorms out there. So for right now, that's where we're seeing the potential of even more chances of rain, but not great chances. And that is what we need at this time, because if you didn't see this last week, most of the Mississippi Delta, south central United States, north central United States, under some extreme to exceptional drought conditions. And if you zoom in on our area, the beige tan color is showing, again, that's a moderate drought situation, but this was just added to the drought monitor outlook from last week. And now, according to them, we are in portions of the News 12 viewing area under a severe drought situation, and the longer we go without rainfall, the worse this is going to get. And we're going to be seeing the potential for more in the way of possible problems. Today was not a good day when it came to wildfires, many of them erupting in just the last 6 to 12 hours, according to satellite scans. And what you're looking at here is those satellite scans reported from the U.S. Forestry Service and from other agencies. Now, a good deal of what you're looking at here in the Mid-South is fire from rice fields that are being burned off, those fields that have the stubble and all the leftover vegetation that is not needed anymore and hasn't been plowed under. A lot of this is from those rice fields being burned off. A lot of the rest of this is wildfires. About 1 out of 5 of these is agricultural, scheduled, known about burn-offs. The rest of these on here, about maybe 75%, are new wildfires, and that's exactly what we're seeing out across the area. Now, most of these are minor and no threat to anybody, but as we go throughout the next several days, we are going to be seeing the potential for more in the way of development. And when it comes to wildfires, the drier it gets, the more fires we get. As that front comes in from the west, it may gather up a bunch of fires from a bunch of smoke from fires in Canada. That's what I'm trying to say, making its way closer toward us. So toward the end of the week, we might get into some hazier conditions. Doesn't look like much. It definitely doesn't look like it felt like back about May or June with all those fires up in Quebec and Toronto and Ontario sending all that smoke down our direction. Some, yes, but just really not looking at a lot of activity. But we could see some hazy conditions before we see some clearer skies into the weekend. All right, now through the next couple of days, again, mild with numbers back into the mid to upper 60s to lower 70s, getting closer to normal as we go toward Wednesday and Thursday. But then we see a bit of a downturn in the temperatures again, not a huge drop like what we saw this weekend, back in the 50s today and Sunday. That was very much on the way below normal side of things, and then dry with plenty of sunshine. But again, we could use a long, soaking, good amount of rainfall. And right now, what we really could use, and not trying to jinx anything, but what we really could use is a tropical system to come, a leftover tropical system to come swirling in here and bring us a ton of moisture over a few days' time, not all at once. Doesn't look like that's going to be happening. We'll take the tropical look here in just a little while. The way this is shaping up toward about the end of the week, Thursday, developing chances of showers, and then showers and probably some thunderstorms into and around Friday. But as we saw on the maps on the supercast into the end of the week, that's where we start seeing the potential of some problems with, again, maybe some thunderstorms out there. I don't see any severe threat. There doesn't seem to be any reasonable expectation of that, but it does seem to be the possibility of at least 1 or 2 thunderstorms in the mix. And on a football field with metal cleats, metal equipment around, large flagpoles, large goalposts, anything like that, and standing out on that flat plane. Not a good place to be when lightning is around. If this continues and the chances of thunderstorms start going upwards, I would not be surprised to see maybe some lightning delays or lightning cancellations if we get some lightning out there. And right now, it's not great chances. I'd say about a 1 in 10 shot of getting a thunderstorm mixed in, but there will be rain out there. So I would guess for that right now, if you have outdoor Friday night plans, football, whatever, make certain you've got some rain protection ready to go because you may be needing that. We'll watch this through the rest of the week so that by the time we hit Thursday, we'll have a better idea as to what's going on. So for right now, I'd say we've got some very good conditions for some mild numbers at first, but then temperatures dropping off toward evening. Going to be a chilly one and the potential of some scattered showers out there. Maybe a thunderstorm, and again, we'll watch that to see what is coming our direction. So stay tuned for more on that in the next couple of days as the forecast continues to evolve and we get a little bit closer on that. All right, good news and bad news. There's hardly anything going on in the tropics at this time, and excuse me, no reasonable expectation of anything major taking place. But looking off to the west, what was left of Tropical Storm Sean has now been shredded and is not a threat anymore. This one stands about an 80% chance of development according to the 5 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time update from the National Hurricane Center. 40% as of right now, but then going upwards to 80%. Could this be an issue as we go into next week? If this system stays on its current path, yes. But once again, most of these storms with the circulation around the Atlantic curves up and then basically degenerates into a remnant low pressure area, and then those go scooting off for Greenland and Iceland. So yes, this could become the T-name storm, Tropical Storm Tammy, but again, for right now, it's just a disturbance, and we'll wait and see if we get any more amounts of guidance on this in the course of the next several days. But for right now, things look to be decently quiet, but again, we'll stay tuned on that as well. Coming up in the next couple of days, Thursday will be your opportunity to participate in the largest earthquake drill in the world. And yes, we don't get too many earthquakes around this area. We do get them, so it's often a good idea to make certain, and even if you travel to the Pacific Northwest, Southern California, the New Madrid Fault area zone into and around southeast Missouri and northeast Arkansas, my own home state of Kansas, the Nemaha Ridge Fault right underneath Tuttle Creek Reservoir. That's a bit of a scary idea, but they happen, and so it's best to be as updated as you can on emergency plans. And the Great Shakeout is a great way to do that. And there are many other organizations that are holding events so that you can see what they're doing at these websites, so you can see, getting an idea about how to get the word out, or how to get school kids involved, or your place of business, or your place of worship, or wherever. Your opportunity to take advantage of a way to stay safer than what you were before. And even if it's not for earthquakes, learning about where to turn off the gas at your place of business or your home, learning how to set up a communications tree. So if you can't communicate with one family member directly, you pick somebody who's out of state and communicate with them, and then they can check in with you through proxy. It works, and it's a good idea to have just in case stuff like that goes on. So this is your great opportunity to plan ahead for that. And if you'd like to do that, again, shakeout.org is a great place to go to on that. Weather permitting, 2 weeks from yesterday. It is 1 week from yesterday, I believe. Yes, time flies. It's going very, very fast these days. October always flies by for me, so that's why I always try to enjoy this month as much as possible. Halfway over, hard to believe at this point. Next week, Sunday, from 7 to 9, the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, holding a star party. Clarence T. Jones Observatory on 10 North Tuxedo Avenue in Chattanooga. Gates open at 6:30. Lecture and the planetarium show get started at 7. Telescope viewing lasts until 9 o'clock. And again, so far the extended outlook looks pretty good, so hopefully it stays that way. Facebook.com/UTC Jones Observatory, or go to the University of Tennessee Chattanooga website and search Clarence T. Jones Observatory or Star Party, and that should get you where you need to go to on that. Really looking forward to the next several days and weeks as we get ready for this to take place. It is a total solar eclipse, and this will be our next opportunity to view a really neat astronomical event. A little bit less than half a year away, so we're getting there slowly and going to be a lot closer to totality in this run, and that'll be a Tuesday if I'm not mistaken, so that'll be a good opportunity for school kids to be able to see this. Really looking forward to this. Hopefully you are too. If you'd like to know more about this, stay tuned to our websites and solarsystem.nasa.gov/eclipses for more details on what to look for. And we'll have more details on my social media pages. If you'd like to find out more on there, all you have to do is I'm on multiple sites, so you can find out more about what's going on by keeping track of everything. YouTube, Instagram, Counter Social, Mastodon, Newsy. Follow me also on Tumblr, Reddit, and also on Facebook as well. So be glad to see you out there. Also, I'm on lichess.org and chess.com if you ever want to play a game. Not exactly a grandmaster, but I do know my way around the chessboard, so definitely want to check in there for more details. I think that should wrap it up for tonight. We are again blessed with a very quiet Monday evening, and as we head toward Thursday and Friday, that is where we see the chances of rain coming back our direction. But for right now, 10:15 on Monday evening, I think that should pretty well wrap it up. Andrew, Rick, and I will have your update coming up at 11 o'clock on News 12 at 11. And, of course, don't forget about Kay Blevins, Chip Chapman, and Rick with more details on the morning show starting at 5 a.m. Eastern. Would love to see you there, and definitely want to tune in for more about traffic and weather and everything going on in the community. And, of course, you can find out more details. We'll be posting this webcast you're watching to our website, so you can watch it there at any point in time. Just go to wdef.com/weather, and again, we'll be posting them to most of the social media pages, so you can check in there for more details. Would love to see what you're seeing out there, so please give us a snapshot from for the West Shore Home weather window picture of the day. Good to have you along for tonight. Again, we're not expecting too much problems in the next few days. We'll watch that chance of showers and thunderstorms into the weekend and see what comes our direction there. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. This has been News 12's exclusive video weather blog, Weather Overtime, from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, USA. Stay tuned for more. Chip has your forecast bright and early Tuesday morning starting at 5 a.m. Thanks for joining us.